In this video, I'm going to be unboxing this big ceiling fan, and we're also going to be testing out some sample paint colors. And in the end, you're going to have the opportunity to let me know which paint colors you like best. Stay tuned, it's coming up next. What's going on, folks? Kendall here with Renos for Pros and Joes, helping you simplify the renovation and remodeling process. On this channel, we do hands-on product tool and gear reviews, as well as renovation tip and strategy videos. So if you're interested in renovation, remodeling, repair, real estate, then subscribe because this channel is for you. So in this video, I'm going to be unboxing a Home Decorators Collection 56-inch ceiling fan, and this is the Altura model. So this particular fan comes in a few different sizes. This is one of the larger models, and this just came in, and I'm gonna unbox it and show you guys what it looks like. So one unique thing about this fan right off the bat that I can tell is that the shape of the box is a little bit different than most. Typically when you buy a ceiling fan, the box is gonna be longer than it is wide. As you can see with this one, it's actually a square. So that makes it somewhat unique, and I'm really interested to see how they've got this thing packed in here, because with it being a 56-inch fan, the box looks really, really small. And so it's only 21 inches by 19.5 inches. So if I had to guess, I would say that the blades are probably running diagonal. It's the only way they could possibly fit, because it's diagonally from corner to corner. It's 29 inches. So I want to see what this is going to look like. So we're going to unbox this ceiling fan, and then the next thing we're going to do is start looking at some paint colors. I've got 5 or 6 different colors that I've pulled that we're going to test out and just try to get a feel for which ones are going to look best on this ceiling fan. I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to just paint the blades on it, or if I'm going to paint the blades as well as the housing and hardware. So at the end of this video, I want you guys to weigh in the comment section and let me know which color you prefer, and if you think I should paint both the blades and the housing, or just the blades, or maybe even not at all. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up painting something on this fan. So let's jump into it. So as I said, this is the Altura model, and I'm going to go ahead and get my blade out. So before we jump too far into this, I wanted to share with you guys something that's really unrelated, but is really kind of interesting, is that the weather here has been so all over the place. So it's 54 degrees outside right now, and believe it or not, the high today was supposed to be 70, and the low today is supposed to be 32. So look at that weather report. Isn't that crazy? That's like, how many degrees is that? That's almost a 40-degree swing in temperature in one day, 38 degrees. So in any case, let's jump into this unboxing. Let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see what we've got. Get that out of the way here. Okay. Aha! I was right. So check that out. I told you they were going to be in there diagonally, the only way they could possibly fit in here. So go ahead and break this back down and put that away. So the colorway on this fan, I'm not sure what it says, but I think this is an antique bronze housing, but these are the color of the blades on it. So this is what they look like, and as you can see, they kind of have a tropical look to them. I like the style of the blade, and I like the fact that they are wood. They're also really, 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 really lightweight. So that's pretty cool. These are some of the lightest fan blades I think I've ever held in hand, but I'm not crazy about this color. So we're going to be working on that here in just 1 second. So you've got all our instructions and everything here. One tidbit of information for when you're assembling ceiling fans, if you don't have a ton of experience in it, it's always best to go step by step with the instruction manual. And this is from somebody who's put together their fair share of ceiling fans. One thing you don't want to do is try to jump ahead and try to move forward without looking at all the instructions, because frequently there'll be one or two little small pieces and steps that you can easily overlook. And if you get past those steps too far, the only way to go back and address them is going to be to completely take the fan apart and disassemble it. And so I've had that happen to me too many times to count. And so when you're putting together a ceiling fan, just always make sure to just go step by step. I know it's kind of counterintuitive to what you may typically want to do out of instinct, and just figure that, oh yeah, they're all the same. They're not all exactly the same. And there's nothing more frustrating than getting one 3/4 of the way finished and figuring out you've got something small like this that's missing from the assembly, and the only way to get it on there is to completely disassemble the entire fan itself. So small tidbit of advice there. But anyway, back to these blades and this unboxing. And so these are our blades here. This fan has 5 blades. And so this is what they look like. So my idea was to paint these blades a different color, because this is the color that they are now. This fan actually comes in 3 different colors. So I'm gonna set these down for 1 second. I believe this is just the bottom. I believe this is the part that goes on the bottom of the motor. But you can see from this the color that the fan housing, the motor housing, is gonna be here. I'd classify that as being an antique bronze. And so you've got these colors here that are kind of going together. This model fan does not have a light on it. Sitting here closing it up instead of pulling this part out. So let's see what we got here. So we'll set that down. And this is a ginormous housing. Jeez. So we've got a remote here that's got 3 different settings on it, plus a power button. And I'm assuming this is to change the direction. And I guess you've also got a button here to control a light if you choose to put a light kit on the fan. Then we've got hardware here. These are probably gonna be our bolts to attach the fan. We've got a real Ziploc bag here. Someone must have been inside of this fan already. I've never seen them ship one with a Ziploc bag inside of it with the hardware. So in any case, this is what the hardware looks like. This is gonna be what you're gonna have attached to the blades. So I'm trying to figure out which side is down. So I believe this is gonna be this side down. So when you're looking up, this is what you'll see. So that's kind of the color that you would have there if we were to go and leave it the exact same color. Some of these have got some little scratches on it. That one's actually got a scratch on it. Not a perfect finish on that one. So that's just an idea of what that blade would look like if we did decide to assemble it exactly the way that it is color-wise, which probably isn't gonna happen. So next, close that back up. So next, we're gonna look in here and see what else we've got. So this is also another part of the housing. So this is the bracket here that is attached to the ceiling. Got this put back together here. So this is the part where the little ball here sits in here. You drop it in there. And once again, this has got a little bit of scrubs and stuff on there. I guess you probably wouldn't see that if it's gonna be installed up high on the ceiling, but in any case, I guess it's a good idea that looking at painting this thing. So let's get out this big motor here and see what in the world this thing looks like. So this is what it looks like, guys. This is the motor. I've never seen one that's quite shaped like this. It's kind of a completely round. You can see what it looks like here on the side here. So this is pretty cool. As I said, this one does not have a light on it, but it does have the capability of installing a light kit. This is going to be your power source here for that if you chose to do that sometime down the line. And so I guess that essentially, so from the bottom side, your blades are going to be attaching here. This is going to be the part that you're going to see from the bottom up, and then you're going to install this over here. And so this is kind of what you would see looking up from the floor, if I'm not mistaken. Don't believe this is also one. So this one goes on the top. So that goes on the top. Unless, let's see here. I don't believe that goes here. No, it doesn't. So this one goes on the bottom like this. Blades here. I think I've got this thing figured out exactly how it goes together. Bag that back up. Yep, that's actually how it shows up there. You see that big round part there on the bottom. So I had it correct. So let's go ahead and get this thing out of the way here temporarily, and let's start looking at some paint colors. If you've seen me paint before, you know I always put on some different clothes to paint in, and today is no exception. So I've already got some ratty looking shorts on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put on a shirt to match it. And I'm gonna grab the paint and I'll be right back. All right, so before we get too deeply into this, I want to at least present some of the colors that I already have swatches for. Most of these are not colors that were actually in the running for this particular project, but I do at least want to present them since I've already got them here, and they're actually kind of already in the shape of fan blades, kind of sort of anyway. So let's at least see what that looks like. And I've got this part of our fan housing here as a representation of the existing color that we are working with. So let's at least look at some of these. This is a light blue color, and that would be the color of the blades there. I'm not particularly crazy about that one. We've got so many colors here. Let's at least just label this one. We'll call this one A. So this is going to be a light blue color. I don't really care for this one too much. It's kind of overwhelmed by this dark color here. As I said, my initial plan is to keep this part the same color. However, I am still open to painting it as well. And I do have a color in mind that I was kind of contemplating using if I did decide to go that route. So this is a color that is slightly greener than that one, but kind of in the same tone family, but it's a green version of it. If you can see these two side by side, I kind of feel the same way about this color as I feel about this one. I like this one a little bit better because it's got more of a earth tone to it, but I still don't think that's going to be the one that I will go with. So we'll run through these, and then we're going to go through all these because these are all different colors than these, with the exception of this one. So this will be option B. The next color is also a blue color. You can tell I like blue, right? Blue shirt, multiple blue paint swatches. So this one's gonna be a no-go for me also. Just still kind of misses the mark for what I'm going for on this. So we'll call this C, slightly darker blue. Set that one over here to the side. I'll kind of lay those over there. Okay, now we're getting into some interesting colors. Now this one is, what do you know? Another blue. Now this is a dark blue. This is like a dark navy blue, almost like an ink color. That actually looks pretty interesting. I like this color, but I think that for this type of application, I think that this is gonna be a bit much to have on the ceiling, especially if we're gonna have all these blades this color. However, it doesn't look bad. It looks better than I thought it was gonna look, but I'm not sure that this one is exactly what I'm looking for. So we'll call this one a maybe for me. So we got 1, 2, 3, so that's C. So this will be option D. D is dark blue. There are so many colors in here that are blue, right? This is another color that's kind of bluish. This is a blue-green, another blue-green. This one kind of falls back into the same category as the first two that I showed you, where we had the light blue and the light green. This one just kind of misses the mark for me. This is kind of more of like a ocean color, like kind of almost like you'd expect to see in like a beachfront property type of deal. It's kind of an airy feel to it. It's nice, but it kind of doesn't really flow with this. Keep in mind, I am open to painting this as well, so we'll have to kind of look at everything both ways. So this is E. This is a darker green here. Interesting color. I'm gonna say no on this one. That just doesn't do it for me. This is gonna be option F. Forget about it. For now, at least. Another blue. What do you know? We've had like 5 blues. So this one, kind of the same deal. It's a more vibrant blue than the other ones that we've looked at so far, but it's not anywhere near as dark as that navy. So, but still, this one's still gonna be kind of a no-go for me, particularly if we're not gonna paint this. If we're gonna paint the antique bronze some color, then that kind of completely opens up the opportunities as far as I'm concerned with regards to colors for the blades. So we're gonna call this G. And this one is a gray. And this one kind of looks different from the rest because it's got some holes cut out on it. If you have seen my recent video of how to cut out outlet holes in shiplap wall paneling, that is why these spots are missing out of this one. This was used for demonstration, so it's more than one way to recycle, guys. So I had envisioned that this would probably be the color that I wanted to go with if I kept the housing this color. And so this was the color that I felt like probably would look the best if I kept the antique bronze as it is. However, now that I'm looking at it, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked at any of these colors, obviously next to the fan, and I haven't really looked at the colors in some time. So this is my first time looking at it also. Now that I got it in hand, this looks more green than I had really recalled it looking. However, I'm not against it, but it's still kind of a dark color. So we have to really give a lot more consideration to painting this part of the fan as well. And so this is option G. This is G. And so this color is this paint right here. So we can actually take this one off the table. So we have 1, 2, we've got 4 left that we've got to sample. Get this one out of here. All right, so what do we want to start with first? I'd say let's start with this color. And this one's kind of short with regards to the amount that's even in here, but we can at least test this one. If need be, I can go and pick up another quart of it to be able to use to do the actual project if it calls for it. So this is, I believe, is our lightest color that we've got up here. So let's test this one out. I'm gonna get this out of the way so we don't get paint on it. Okay. Sure, this is not mixed up nearly enough, but well, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. We've already got some moisture on this. So let's start trying to test out some of these colors on the backs of some of these swatches here. So let's try this. This is something like a khaki color. If you look at that right there, it's kind of a khaki color. So I'm gonna take that. As I said, guys, this color could be okay as well. I think I may like this. I've got a color scheme in mind. I'm not gonna let you know what it is until we get a little bit further along, but this color is already growing on me. Now for time's sake, guys, I'm not gonna be coating these twice. The ones that I've already gone through have been coated twice, but just for time's sake, I'm going to do one coat, and then we'll kind of go back and review these once they've had a little bit of time to dry. Should I paint the entire swatch? I guess I can. No chance that's gonna dry before we get done out here today, but I'll at least hold that up so that you can see what it looks like. Good thing about having ratty clothes on, just wipe my hands right here. So I'll show you what this looks like next to this. That's not bad. I'm actually, as I said, I'm starting to like this color a whole lot, particularly if it dries out anywhere close to the color that we're seeing right now while it's wet. I think this is a pretty good option. So this right here is gonna be my, what I'm leaning towards. Get this out of the way and let that start drying. So we were on G before, so we'll call that H. So I'm gonna close that one up. I have to get my mallet to close this up a little bit better, but that's closed up enough to where it's not gonna spill anywhere. So next color, what do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? We'll sample this color next, because this is going to be the most unique color of the ones that we've got up here. If I can get it open. Not a ton of this paint in here. This is actually a paint that they don't make anymore. And as you can see, it's sold in a very small container, which means that it is also pricey, or was pricier than normal paint at the time that it was purchased. So with all that in mind, I'm not going to paint an entire swatch with it. We'll paint a section of it, and that will give us a pretty good representation of what it's gonna look like, and we'll just leave it at that. I really like this color. I'm not sure how I would use it on this though, so let's start getting this on one of these boards. Here, Move this piece over there. Move you right there. All right. And I think I'd probably best off to just dump a little of this out. Starting to loosen up a little bit. So let's just kind of dump a little bit out like that. And then we'll just start to work it in. This is like a silverish black color. I wouldn't call it black, but it's not. It's almost like a platinum, but it's shiny, but not too shiny. So I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to tell that it's got a lot of sheen to it. You know what? Forget it. I've got more than one of these. So I'll go ahead and paint this entire piece for whatever it's worth, just to make sure that we're comparing everything the same. Now this would be a color that would really benefit from 2 coats, because you can already see that it's really light right here in this little section. But I'm just gonna work this coat out. Now I did consider doing this color for the motor, painting the motor housing this color. So painting this color, but I'm not so sure now. So, I mean, I could paint it like this. It's a metallic color, and as I said, so it's like if I dump this over, you can kind of see there in the camera. Hopefully you can see what color that is. It is really kind of a silver shiny color. So that would still be cool. However, I think now that we've got a couple of these up here, I'm leaning more towards the one that we just painted for the blades, and maybe this color for the housing, or leaving the housing the color that it is and then just painting the blades the color that we just looked at. So let's quickly go back and grab that color. I know it's still wet, but I just wanted to grab it just for reference while we're talking about it, because these other 2 colors are going to be substantially or drastically different than the colors that we're talking about right now. All right, that's done too. We'll call this the Tinman color because that's what it looks like. So even though this one's still drying, I think I like this color for the blades. And this color for the housing for the motor. I know it's really difficult to tell and see this because you can't really see the depth of this color because you can't see that it's shiny, but I think that I like this color for the blades right here, at least for right now. We'll keep going. And as I said, you guys let me know in the comment section which ones you prefer. So we had A through F over here. We have G, and then this will be H. So H is the Tinman color, the silverish color. So you can kind of see it here. It's not even close to being dry, but you can see, hopefully you can see that it's got a sheen to it, but it's kind of a different, it's a metallic color. That's the word I need to be using. It's a metallic color. So G is metallic, gray, silver, platinum. So I'm gonna slide these out of the way so they can dry. All right, so our colors are getting progressively darker here. So this is gonna be option I. Now this is gonna be maybe the most vibrant color that we're gonna look at, and I'm not even sure how it even is gonna look. Initially, as you can see here, you can't even see what color it's gonna be because it needs to be mixed. It's not purple. So this is not going to be perfect because this is a really, really thick paint. But you can already see the colors changing. Come on, folks, you knew it was going to be blue. Okay. You see that? All right, look at that. It's almost the same color as my shirt. Let's get our next piece out here. Just gonna slap some of this on there since we've already got it. I really like this color. However, I'm not necessarily sure this is going to be a good fit for this type of project. This is only one coat of this color, so it's hard to get a good feel for it. But it's a very rich color. Maybe if you were doing like a little boy's room or something like that, it could be cool. But I think for this project, this is probably going to be a bit much. So I'm gonna set this to the side. Let me know what your thoughts are, because I mean, hey, you could always mix this up and put it together with some of the other colors. So I'm gonna let this get to drying, and then we've got one more left. It's gonna be the darkest color that we've tested so far. And I really thought this color was the same, but now that I'm looking at them side by side, I'm not 100% sure that they are. So I won't paint the back of this one just so we can compare those two colors. Let's see what we've got here. Ooh. Now that's dark. That's our final entry way, way, way dark. So I'm gonna see if I can move our table a little bit so we can set up all of these colors that we just went through side by side by side by side, and then we'll be able to judge a little bit better. So as I said, I prefer this color for the blades and this color for the fan housing, or just this color for the blades and leaving the fan housing the color that it already is. And then I still have the fan housing right here. So I would have this one as the color for the blades, fan housing stays the same, or have it here, I guess essentially in between, with having the silver on the fan housing, and then the blades will be this color. So you guys let me know what you think is the best color option here based on what I've got, or if you want to make some type of suggestion on color, I'm open to that too. Can't make any promises on that. As you can see, I've got tons of paint already. This is kind of a sample set of all the paint colors that I have. So we've gone through these 4, and then we still have all the other ones we kind of went through before. I can kind of flip some of these over. I can go back and show you this one because this one was, this is G. Kind of show you this one, zoom back in a little bit so I can see that one. So that's G next to the Tinman color, and you could see that this one has more sheen and metallic in it than this one does, even though they're kind of in the same color family. Now that I've got these two side by side, I think I still prefer this color. And I'm not letting it lay all the way back because the one behind it is still wet. So, but you can see what that looks like there with those. This is the color that I thought might have been the same. I think now that I'm looking at it more closely, we just lost one. I don't think these two colors are the same. So lost one of our pieces here. So there's my brown here as I'm bringing it through here. It actually looks very good with this color. Just not sure that that's really the look that I'm going for. And I like that silver also. That green is cool. All right, folks, well, you guys have got some voting to do. Let me know which colors you think are best, whether you think I should paint just one color or two colors, and what colors you think they should be. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors up here. Plus, I think we've got another 4 colors on the back of these, which are the light blue and light green colors, which are not really considerations in my mind, but they may be to you. So let me know in the comment section below. Hopefully you found this video enjoyable. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.